Okay, can you able to see it now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the RF SDTC, we have to concatenate with the enrollment date and time, and this is a derive. Okay, we have to derive for the enrollment. So we go to the here, the CRF is there. So I already typed it here in the Control F. So RF SDTC, which is the enrollment date, okay, and the enrollment time. There are two there for DM RF SDTC. So here you have enrollment date and enrollment time. Okay. Okay, so here for RFSDTC, so this is in a character function. Okay, this is in a character function. You need to convert. If you have a numeric function, you need to convert into character. And this is ISO 8601 format, because remember all the dates should be in the ISO 8601 format. Okay, so we need to change that one if it is not in the ISO 8601 format. Okay, so, and this is expected variable, so we should need to include that one. Okay, so control terminology. We don't have it. Okay, anyway, no problem. Sorry, my SAS program was closed.
Oh, it's open there.
Is open?
Yeah, there. Yeah.
Ah, okay, sorry. Why? Oh, it's changed it here. Okay, so what is the function we use to convert
Input.
Yes, first we check this one, which is enrollment date, which is in the numeric format. You see here in the type, this is in the numeric format. So we need, as per the specification and the implementation guidelines, we need to change it to character format. Okay. So for that, which function we use it?
Input. Input.
Input or put function?
Input or put. Yeah, something like vice versa. I think put then.
Okay, just to be remember in, if you see in, which is we are going to convert into numeric. There is n there, right?
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
And
Put.
other one is
Put.
should be opposite.
Yeah, put.
So we put function. Okay. So we keep the variable. Which variable is it? And we need to change it into the format 8601 01 format. Okay. So basically there is a formats in the SAS, or you can find it from the Google also. So DA dot.
Sorry.
So you find it from the Google also. This format.
Okay.
If you're taking the SAS classes, they will mention like how you convert the date in a like YYMMDD format, date 9 format. So they give some formats and format for the dates.
Yeah.
So in the,
is it not like D9 dot?
but as per the control terminology, we have to convert into ISO 8601 format, right, for the submission.
Okay.
So we have to use this one. We're not going to use any kind of date 9 or something like that.
Okay.
Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so thereafter we have to concatenate with the time. Okay. So there is an enrollment time. Okay, so here one more thing. If you want to represent the time and the date to separate, you should have put some like T. The T, why you putting this one? Because the T should be represent the next part should be the time part. To just for representative purpose, you always have to keep T as per this SDTM implementation guideline they mentioned.
Yeah.
Not here. Okay, I have to find out somewhere inside, but I will show you the structure after. For now, we're gonna continue with this one. Just for understanding why you keep t, because you're separating with the date and time. Okay, so here again we are converting with the character function. Okay, because I think it is in a numeric format. I saw it before. Yeah, it is in numeric, so we need to convert into the character. Okay, so you copy that one, you put the put function and the time, and there is a special format for this one which we call tod8 dot. For all the timing variables we use tod8, because the tod8, because if you don't have sometimes what happen, you will be missing the hours. So um, this is hours, this is minutes, and this is seconds. Sometimes what happen, you won't be having in hours, you just have minutes. So on that time, if you use the tod8.com format, so it does automatic like 00 something some minutes. So it gives the format like this. Okay, but I'll show you once we execute this program. I can show you how it looks like. I'll show you. So we run this program. I'll show you. So there is total 48 observations and there is no error. Okay, so okay, so for representations, I'm gonna keep these two variables only. So you see here, this is the date for the ISO, and there's a T in between the date and time, and it represents that if you have a full time, it should be okay. If sometimes if you don't have full times, it represents as 00, 18 minutes, or 00 or 18 seconds, like that. So the tod8 is one of the format we use mostly in the real time for the format representing in the time, because in the control terminology they mention only for the date, not mention for anything for the time. So for the time we use tod8.
Ali, we can also use like instead of putting tod8 dot, I mean, we can use ddmmyy8 dot, right?
So the tod is representing only for the timing part, okay, not for the date part for this one.
Okay. No,
So
sorry, this one. HHMMSS8 dot.
which one for the date?
No, time.
Yeah.
HHMMSS8 dot.
Yeah, you can use whatever you want, but the tod8, what does it do? Sometimes the format you're talking about, sometimes if you're missing your hours,
Okay.
so you won't be get that hours. So you just like something like just you get minutes, but you need to get like how many this one, like for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 thing, right? So if you need to get full time with the hours, minutes, and the seconds, even if it is missing your hours, you should have to like 00 18 minutes, something like that. It should have to represent like that.
Okay.
So that's why the tod8 they use most of the time. So
Okay.
I'll prefer to use the tod8, and if you have another option, you can also use, because there is nothing for, because it's not in the control terminology, so it's up to you. You can use whatever you want, but I usually use this one.
Okay. My question is just one. I won't take much time. So
Yeah,
can you go to the SAS screen, please, once?
yeah, sure. One second.
Okay. Now just put run and run the program.
Which one? The top?
Yeah.
Up to here? Okay.
So when we run like this, we have to compulsory. I mean, say suppose we want, like, if we want to change the order of this variables in the table, we can use return statement, right?
Yes, but we can do at the end, not here.
Yeah. No, but now can you run that program once, please? Can you run that program like what you wrote?
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
And can you open the table, please? Now we put domain is equal to DM, right? Where did that variable come here?
Should be here.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Clear.
usually whatever you write those ones
Will come
and
with the
these
line.
variables coming from the raw data set, okay?
Mm.
Because you're keeping the set statement for the raw data set. What does it do? The set statement.
Yeah. Set statement. The basically
It,
that's
cop-
the
it you're going to copy from
copy.
some
Yeah.
one data
Yeah.
set to the data set, right? So the set statement that does the same something.
Yeah.
So you're bringing in all the variables from the raw data sets, and you're also bringing the new variables, whatever you're creating here.
Mm-hmm.
So this one will be pop up at the end, usually
Yeah.
pop up at the end.
Yeah.
But when you finish all your DM domain, you don't need to keep all those things. You just keep whatever the variables you needed,
Mm-hmm.
keep
And
it
then
and make it as your DM data set.
yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so RF ENDTC. So this one, right now we don't have end date. Whenever we get final date, we can assign. Okay. Okay, so let's check the CRF. So here, the RF ENDTC was derived to the CMPT DT and CMPT TM. Okay, so we go that one. So here, these two variables. Because the person, when he writing the specification, he didn't mention on that time that there is no end date. But as per the CRF, we can assign to the these two date. Okay. Uh, if you don't understanding the programming parts, the comments, how you map those ones, you can always ask your manager or the lead programmer, whoever
Yeah.
is allotting your work. Okay. Just say that I don't understand this particular part, and could you please explain, so they always be help you. So RFE and DTC, which is the character function, okay, and this is expected variable, so we should have to keep it. And you check your how it looks like. It is in numeric, right? This is in numeric, so we need to convert into character. So we copied that one.
Good.
Yeah, you can do like this. Okay, so again you can copy. And then the time part. Like that you can do it. Okay, so RF is STDDC and RF ENDTC, these two. So like this, one by one, you have to go do slowly. Usually they give 1 or 2 days to finish your. It depends on the complex, how much complex it is. If it is something similar like this, it's gonna give like 1 day. You can finish. Because if you're keeping like 4 years of experience, obviously they would expect something like that. Okay, so the RF XTDDC, RF EXE and DDC we can do after. Right now we just keep it as side, because these two data sets is not coming from the demographic, it's coming from different data sets. So we keep it as a side, because this is related to the study treatment, right? So it's going to come from the exposure data set, not from a DM data set. So we're not going to mix this one for now, because the set statement has the demo.raw. We don't have that exposure one at the moment, so we just keep it aside. So we're going to continue with RF ICDDC. So this one, whenever we don't have separate variables. Okay. Okay, let's check in the CRF. What do we have? Okay, so we have to use these two variables from the raw data set. So again, this one is character and this is expected variables and it has to be derived. Okay, so we go there to the programmer. So here, so this is a numeric. Okay, this one is done. So the next one would be the reference end of the participation. Okay, here also we don't have it. I don't know why it's showing up. Okay, the completion, the same thing. They are mapping with the completion and completion time. So simply copy this one. So in this study, you're right. They're using the same date. Okay, so these two are done. So we just keep it as green color. Okay, so now go for depth DTC, which is expected variable set missing right now. We will update if any info. Okay, so go here. DTC. So we don't have any variables from the raw data set. So we just keep it as a missing. Okay. So because this is in the character, right? This is in the character. So obviously, if you want to keep it in missing, how do you represent the character? Will be the space.
Basically, yeah. If you put in.
So the next one is depth flag. So this one, which is the 2, and the character function set missing right now. We will be updating info. Obviously, we don't have this information to there also. We don't have that information, so we kept it as it is.
Ali, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, now we are putting. I mean, when you put that in a post, not a. It automatically take character, right?
Yes. When you keep it as a space.
Yeah, and basically we are not giving the length statement because the Excel sheet is saying you have to have 2 character length or 20 character length. But now since we are not giving length statement here, the default will be to like 200, right?
Yeah, the default will be the different, like each one is depends on how you take, but with the attributes will give at the end. Okay, once we finish everything, we give attribute as per the specification.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on the variable. Sometimes, let's say for example, I'll show you. I keep it only, or maybe just for example, we see how it looks like. Okay, so this is, you see there is no, this is character function, right? So you see 19 is taking the length is 19. Okay, and this one is taking 1 only.
Okay.
So it's not taking any kind of default things. It depends on the variable how it they wanted, because this for this variable RF STDC it requires minimum 18 or something, I guess.
Yeah.
So when you count it,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So up to here is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when you count it like that, it's Q like 18 something, 19.
You cannot go more than 18, right? Or we can go more than 18 because that is 17. We can't go more than 18, right?
This is 19. No, for the numeric, because this is in character formats, you can go more than like and up to 200, maximum 200.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Character up to 200. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the minimum is 1, and the maximum is 200. For the numerics, minimum is 3, maximum is 8.
Yeah. After 8, it will convert into log, right?
Log no, actually, in the validation in the Pinnacle 21, it will show you an error. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it will throw you error that your length is not in as per the C disk.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next part, which is these two also done. So we have investigator name, and we have investigator name. Okay, let's go for the, as per the protocol, we assign the name. Which is this one, in investigator, INV. And this is also in the character format. This is already in the character format, you see. So we just directly assign them. Okay. Then we go to the next part. Is there investigator ID also be there, right? ID. So I do this one as right away with investigator ID, because it is a permissible variable. You see the difference here. You can see this is a permissible variable, okay, and this is also permissible variable, because since the raw data set has the value for these two, investigator and investigator ID, so we should have to represent in the DM data set. Okay, so if you don't have this information, you don't need to keep that permissible variable. Since we have the information, so we have to collect that one. So I just got that one. So INVID. It's also in the character. You can double check in the here also in case if you have to. So here DM dot INVID and this INVID one. Okay, so strip off. Okay, for the age unit, we can talk about age unit there. Okay, this one is done. Age unit, and the race. So the age should be age, whatever the age is the variable age un, and the age u is the years. Okay, age u unit should be the years because he mentioned here as years. And these two are expected variables. Even if you have a missing values, you should have to keep it. So age unit variable from the radar demo, and the year should be CRF and the control terminology. Okay, so let's go to the implementation guideline. So this one, age unit should be age U.
Yeah.
Okay, so we click here. Okay, so if your raw data set has the value in the small letters, it should have to be in the capital letters. Okay.
Yeah.
For the submission and the reported, if you reported having the reported value as years, but for the submission, you should have to keep it as in capital letters. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, so age should be always in the character in the numeric format, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, in the numeric. So age unit. So it is already in the numeric, so we keep it as it is. Numeric. Okay, so it just, because this is not in the character, so we just directly map it like this. If you have a character, you can use the step functions. If it is numeric, you don't need to do anything because there is no spaces in between the right for the numeric. And for the age unit,
No, age UN is equal to years, right?
I'm sorry?
Age unit is equal to years. We have to put years.
Yes. Oh, why do you keep S?
No, years.
Yes, years. I'm just checking if you have any kind of
Oh, okay.
variables that represent the years. So okay. Set to years. Okay, you just keep it as years in the CR. So I just write like condition like if age un, there is age, right? So age not equal to missing, and age u equal to years.
Yes.
Okay. Like that you can write it down, because if what happens if you have missing values, if you have some values, right? If you don't have values, but if you put years, that makes mistake, right? So
yeah.
in the validation, they will throw an error. So you always have to mind it with if you have any missing values, just keep it as condition. Okay, these two are done. So the next one is sex and race. Okay, so we can stop it here. The remaining ones we can talk tomorrow, because these one we need it for exposure, not these two. The arm, CD, arm, treatment related information. Okay. Planned arm, because in the demographic it's gonna take some time, at least 1 or 2 classes, not like, because this is the biggest the data set, and the remaining one will be smaller ones, not that much complicated ones. In the SDTM level, I'm talking about SDTM level. So the sex and race we can talk tomorrow, and after that, this treatment related information, the planned and planned arm codes, those ones. And these are the permissible variables, so we don't need to keep it because we don't have this information in the raw data set. That's why fade it as in this color. Okay, so once we finish that one, we're gonna continue with the attributes. How you keep the attributes. You mean the length and the character? I mean, not the characters, the length, all those things, and the labels. We need to keep the labels also for each variable.
Yeah.
So we will do tomorrow. Okay.
Ali, quick question. So
Yes.
basically, this Excel sheet and the CRF form, they will be providing us, right?
Excel sheet and the CRF, yes, they will provide you
They will
the
provide.
specification. Yeah, obviously, without this one, how you write the program, right?
Yeah, but I mean, program. I mean, SAS programmers also. I mean, who is more experienced only will develop this, right?
The specification.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it also because the specification nothing. You just taking from the implementation guidelines and you keep it as it is. And for the programmer, you just cross verify the review with the protocol and the raw data sets.
Yeah. Okay.
And the CRF based on those ones, you can write your programming things. And usually that's why I explained earlier also the CDM people, they give in some kind of Excel because they have their own kind of variables here, and they will tell you which variable to map with SDTM variable. They
Okay.
give you directly there,
Yeah.
so that you don't need to worry more about which variable goes to which variable, and every time you don't need to check the CRF like this. You don't need to,
Yeah.
So some companies they do like that. Some companies that they just you need to map it first, then you have to develop your specification. It
Okay.
depends on the company, but yeah, it's good to know everything
Yeah.
so that you can be ready in case if you get anything. Even for if you're keeping like 4 or 5 years of experience, so you should have to know how to create the specification.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any other questions?
No. No.
Okay, so tomorrow when we're going to talk about the exposure, we will talk more variables about it, and then after that attributes, and we're gonna finish the DM dataset. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll save it here.